Two. Oh, what did that do? Really good. Great. Onegaishimasu.
Onegaishimasu.
Very good. Great. Let's just loosen up. To a rotation. Okay, great. Roll the hips. Change in direction. And knees. And come down. Good. A little bit wide. And hold it on one side. Change it over. Drop in the center. One side. Good, changing over. Just go into the front hip. Changing sides.
Very nice sound.
Down through the shoulders. Rocking forward. Yeah. Switching between these two positions. Back. And come through. Dropping the hips down. Good. And then coming up onto the toes and just stretching back a little bit, loosen out the feet. Bringing the knees up towards the elbows. Back. Okay, great. Walking the feet back up. Oh yeah. And then hands down, pressing the palms into the ground. And the knees nice and easy coming back to the top. Right. Okay, working at the shoulders to the side. Side.
Right shoulder. Ah.
Change. Back to the top. Change it. Taking forearm over the back.
Ah.
Change it again. Taking direction to the shoulders. Right, linking the thumbs. Then body down, bring the hands up. Nice, so releasing it. The front. Do both directions. Pressing the palms together. Good. Into the wrist. Great. Changing over. Great. 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 Great. Thumb over the top. Here we go. Good. Thank you. Taking the fingers over. Okay. Okay. And taking the arm over, taking the arm, you just extending it out. And towards the arm, ear towards the elbow. tangling going to the other side. Okay. Great, extend through the fingertips, nice and fast. And closing the fists. Shaking them out. Up and down. Bit rolling at the arms. Shaking the legs. Great, shaking the whole body. Good. Great. Let's go into a little bit of 𝒕𝒉. So just working with a nice straight punch. Just roll our hands up to the front. Just all the same thing both sides. So coming through and find the neutral position, just extend it out. Let the elbows just brush against the body. Should do it. Just looking first for coordination. Extension. Dropping the weight down. Extend out. Good. Just play with one exercise here, where you just get a little bit of weight into the fist here from the opposite hand, and you want to feel here, hands kind of glue into the hip. Feel the back engage here, just a little bit of pressure here, but feel what you need to bring the fist through. So just pushing with the hand here won't kind of press it out, but think about engaging the legs, the core, and the back into the movement, and then feel the connection from the back of the body to the elbow, and think about then shifting that through. So you're kind of really injecting, you want this alignment through the fist, the elbow, and then inject it out. So you've got everything behind it. as if you're kind of squeezing it out here. So you've got all the body here engaging in this, and then expanding it out this way. Don't worry too much about the end of it, it's more that engagement from the beginning. So the sense not really engaged here, this is going to push out and everything's going to kind of be loose at the end of it. So just think about the beginning, just the first kind of millimeter or centimeter of movement. Engage and then release it. Engage, release it. Yeah, answer. Just play with it on both sides. Right. Good. Yeah, good. Great. We'll play with a few elbow strikes. So there's kind of 3 basic ones you can use. We'll go through them individually and then we'll put them together into a set. So the first one, think about that kind of connection from the ground to the body. The first one's like a kind of hook this way, so it's just kind of coming out, and you're striking with this part of with the elbow this way. So you're coming up that way. I just want to get the core engaging here and coming out to the elbows here. So you've got that position and then just squeezing it out. It's nice and condensed. Just work again both sides. That kind of feeling. So again, you want everything to be engaging behind the elbow this way. Think about the point where you would tackle it. You don't want to hit with the pointy bit, just on the flat part. That part. Just engaging with it that way. Experiment a little bit with the height of it, but the main thing is get that feeling like you're squeezing it out. So again, the ground is involved, the legs, the core, the back, and you just kind of release it. Okay, the next is the kind of rising one, so it comes up this way, this way, this way. And this way again, you're hitting a similar area this way. It's going to drive up and strike up this way. So yeah, look at the ground this way. In this case, you've got a little bit of a screw with it. If you use the feet with it, generally it's going to be that the back is going to kind of release. You're grounding through and you're striking up this way. So it's much more this kind of feeling than before this kind of feeling. That one. We do with the opposite side.
With it.
This is just a rising, again, you've got that compression in the body, and then releasing it up. Squeezing it out, but it's nice and tight to the body. Obviously, elbow strikes are generally pretty close in terms of the range. Yeah, it's got that causing rising up. Yeah, and you're also in a position here, if you strike, you can also bring it back down. So you're striking it with that part of the elbow rather than the bone of it. That part, the flat part of it. So in that position so that you can also drive it down. That's the same line of movement, back, down. but using a different part of the elbow in this case. And down. Good. Yeah, no. Okay, the last one is coming out to the side this time, so you're doing more fist action. So the body's coming in. This is either used again as a kind of side strike or someone behind you. We've got this in some of the shirowaza. You're in a position where you come out this way and the person's basically here. The elbow comes out to the side this way. So you've got the person behind you, you're basically rotating, pivoting in. And then you've got the chest right here, so you've got that strike available. So just play with the basic ones, which is kind of coming out to the side. This way, shifting it. Again, you've got that squeeze coming from the body, from the core, and releasing it that way. But also think that you can do this any direction really, where you would kind of rotate into it and inject the elbow back. Inject the elbow. And just striking with the elbow on this one. So pressing in this way. Pressing in that way. That's good. That's such. Good. Right. Just experiment these three different kind of footwork with it. So you've got the kind of hook this kind of way, coming this way. You've got this one like a rising blow coming up, which also can bring in a downward strike. We've got this one which comes out to the side. Just experiment with them. Play with feet. Deliver them from either side. Just keep that sense of that compression in the body and releasing it. And if you want, you can also expand out with the strike as well. With a just think about body work. Pressing down through the core there. Good. Okay, good. We'll just say this a little bit of cocky work. So we'll work on the 3 levels you can work with this. We'll just start with the basic one. So just working 1 foot forward. And just want to release the feet, the knees. Think about this, the elbows and the knees and working together. Just kind of hinging as you've got this mid-level cocky. Just working one side and then the other. Just do a few on each side. Again, think about this the same kind of structure, engaging the lower body, pull the back, and then releasing it through the hands in this case. In this case, really working with spiraling motions, density in the elbow. So just explore here 1 exercise where you just kind of press the bicep close to the body. So I'm kind of cutting the connection from the arm. Thinking about now all the movement just coming from that part. So the forearm and the wrist and the hand, basically creating that spiral. Now you've got limited range of movement now. What you want to avoid in the cocky is something like this, where I'm kind of opening everything up. You want to get this feeling you're kind of draining and spiraling, and most of the mobility there is coming from that part of the body. And basically the shoulder down into the bicep, that whole area can just relax. And if it's relaxed, in this case, not relaxed, it's just fixed. So purposely fixing it so that you can just focus on that mobility. So just playing both sides. A little bit strange, but just work. You're really working in this kind of area. So that's that. Good. Now start to open it out, but keep that feeling. You're just going to give yourself a little bit of space here. But the main thing is to avoid something like that happening, or something like that happening where I'm kind of pushing out the elbow. Use the elbow, let it kind of breathe. This connection breathes between the body, but the mobility of that movement or the spiral in that movement is going to come from that part of the arm. Forearm down. So again, just play on both sides. Good. That's it. Once you got the feel for it, just start to bring in both hands with it. Try and feel now the elbow, where you've got to feel in this case, in terms of spiral, if you think about spirals, we tend to think about the spiral kind of vortexing out. Think of it working up and down the body. So in this case, the center of it, in this one kind of in the forearm, this way. So you've got this spiral running up through the arm, and you've got this spiral running out the hand. But think of them working together. And that's kind of the center of it. You can put that center of the motion anywhere, but allow yourself to feel both the coiling in and coiling out. So the body needs to be mobile. I don't want to kind of lock anything, in this case, something like that. So allow it to pass up and down the body. So. Good, then just bring it into a little bit of movement. So you're just going to step out now, step to the right, you release it, maintain the center with it and that feeling here, and then you're going to open it out to the left side. So you're rotated, let the whole body go in and engage into that movement. Just go from kind of mid-level. Hoku. Basic. Okay, take this into now a tenkan. You can work both ways with it. So what you do here, you've got a basic tenkan coming here, finding this position, and then just release it, find a kind of neutral position. And then you're going to reverse that movement. So you're going to step in and then find it. And then again, find a neutral position, coming into a natural stance. So you find the tenkan in one way, release it, step in, reverse it that way. So you got a rotation with a step back. Step in with a rotation or a turn. So you can change size of it, so just doing one side. Yeah. Great, next one, working with an Irimi tenkan. So again, start with a neutral position, and then you're coming into it, working to the mid-level. Then neutral. Through it. So you've got one smooth motion into the extension. Extension. Great, and then we'll do a couple of variations on this. So you've got this mid-level one. We'll work with a high one. So just raise it to the top this way, and just starting here, and we'll go through these kind of movement patterns again. So you're just going to bring the foot in, and you're going to find this movement now. Keep the sense of spot. This is an easy one to kind of do like that, but think about this spiral, which passes again through the center of the forearm, and comes up this way. So you've got this movement coming up to the top in this one. And just play with it. You can do it almost like the first subordinate way, kind of coming back, raising up into it. You want to get that sense of the extension up, and then the grounding down in this case. So now rather than the body coming forward, engaging this way, you've got the body engaging up. Raise it up. And just try it on both sides. Good. And again, just take that same pattern, take it into movement now. So you've got that here, and then again, come back to neutral, rotate through it, find that position. Rotate, extend up. Rotate, extend up underneath it. That now. And trying to keep that kind of spiral moving through. Yeah. Good, and then again, working with more of a Tenkan movement now. So again, you've got both ways with this. You can rotate into it. You're raising up this way, and you'll just release it, and then do the reverse with stepping in, cutting underneath it this way. So you're rotating in, finding that movement, and then drop it, rotating in, finding that movement here with a step. Give it a turn, step back, or turn, step. Having all this rotation, we're trying to find the root of the movement. That raise is coming from the ground. And the last one with this again, working with the 𝒉𝒐𝒻 Tenkan. So you're stepping into it now this way, and then coiling up through it this way, and then just drop it just up to the top with it. Again, you're trying to now pass that spiral through the body. There, that way. Tricky now because you're sitting back with the body. Last one, we'll do a lower one. So this side, the key arm is the front one, but you're going to now spiral this way with it. So again, you're going to engage the body in the direction of the movement now. So you've got the first one, which is like this way. The second one, this coming out, and the third one's a little bit more coming down. So in this case, this arm's screwing inside this way. This hand also, it's going to be a little bit higher because you're not coming. You can come into that position, but this one's just a bit more emphasized on the front hand that way. Again, just play with just the kind of shape of it, just engaging the hips into it. A little bit lower, and the chest a little bit kind of engaging down into the hands, not too far. Keep the length in the spine. A little bit lower. Think about a position like a 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 So, and again, you want to engage the forearm in a spiral. That's it. Okay, just play with rotated pivot in the body. So that, release it, that, release it, that, release it, that. You can do this also, you can engage this forwards, backwards in this one also. I didn't do the others, but you can do as well. You can either roll into it, or you can engage back with it. Great, and then you get play with the tenkan. So you've either got that motion in, or you're coming back into it. So you've either got that rotation that way, or the step and the turn, reversing it. Great, and the last one working with the Urimi tenkan, so rotating into it this way. This way. Right. But lastly, before we go into a couple of techniques, just play with mixing them in. So you've got basically this mid-level this way, you've got the high level, and you've got this lower level. There's a few other variations, but these are the kind of basic ones. And then just mix in all these kind of steps with it as well. So you can also bring in step in with it, you can bring in rotation with, just mix them in. Main thing to study are kind of being neutral and then winding the spiral out. Neutral, wind it out. Yeah, we'll do one variation on a Morotodori, where it's more of a kokinage than a 𝒂𝒂𝒏𝒄𝒄. This one comes from here. You've got this position out, find that extension here, and then you're bringing that front leg out. At the same time, cut this arm low. So you've got that position here, and then this back arm is going to spiral in. And you make contact with the elbow, press through with the extension. So you're coming in, rotating, releasing the body out, cutting low down, and then pressing through with a step with a rotate with an extension. So you've got 1, 2, 3. 1,
Push. 2, 3. 2,
3.
Okay.
Okay, we'll take this to a basic eating out. So in this case, goes the opposite way. So you do that same beginning move to this, right? Use the same body work. So you come in here, but in this time you're going to roll this hand up to the top. So you're from this position, this to this. You also got an 𝒕𝒉 here if you want. It's right, but the key here, once you've got that extension, is the back foot is going to shoot in, and you come to the back side this way, and then you're using this extension up for the throat, finding the 𝒕𝒉 here. So you're going up with it. So you go in, out, and goes up to the top. So really open the body out, and then you create a hole. You step through, control, pull the person into the. 1, 2.
Create the hole. 1. Oh, got it. Reverse.
Now, when we take these to Kinanagara, there's a kind of reverse thing. So the one that we did at the beginning, where you cut below, the first movement in the Kinanagara form is a high movement. So you do, there's a kind of rolling movement with it to get to that, to get to the position. So what you know is a little bit different with the footwork. You make a full kind of rotation with the body. You come from this position, rather than this to this, what you do is this. So you're cutting right to the back, and you're bringing both hands up, just the kind of shape of diamond in front of the head, this way. And then you continue that motion into the technique. So that movement then comes into the cut low, and then the extension through the arm, through the elbow. So you got different footwork now. This, cuts here and then thrust through this way. So you've got this roll through the arm. It all becomes one smooth motion. And again, you're really looking for these kind of spirals through the forearms. Rolling them in. Rolling them out. Underneath.
Is that what I can understand?
You neg it, and then you can neg. And then we'll go to the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂. So again, the one we did before is coming up first in this movement. You can do the same pattern we just did for the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 as well, but we'll do the opposite this time. You go down first and then you raise up through. So again, same footwork pattern. You're going to make that rotation to the back. But in this case, you're rolling the arm down here. This position, drawing the body down, and then from here, raising the arm up through that position. And then here the technique's the same. You come into the back, stepping in, finding the technique, and you can make it more flowing if you like. But the base is that very first movement, dropping in, coiling down, and then coiling up, finding the back, controlling, finding urinate. So again, you've got a big, long, drawn out spiral away through the form.
Back.
Last you just mix them in. Think about any kind of move which can come off a Morodador as well. So you can mix in any kind of cooking anywhere. Just really conscious of the kind of spirals that are passing out from the connection to the ground through the arms. Rolling with it, follow it. Just allow that kind of cooking spiral to take you into the technique. Whatever it is, we'll recommend the Morodador. Okay, great. So we'll start that. So it's just those are just three kind of examples you do for the kokinagi. Basically, you just look for those patterns in any kind of movements that you're making. You kind of synthesize them out to just a few basic movements. But these kind of patterns that we do a lot in the empty hand. You just want to kind of work them a little bit. That key thing is that kind of spiraling that's passing through the arms as you do it, try to maintain through the techniques. Okay. Alrighty, great. We'll start. Very good. Great. どうもありがとうございました。
どうもありがとうございました。
Okay. Great. Very good.
Okay.